Mick, we're continuing this How Do You Punt series. And look, this is really where we want to hear what the punters think. I mean, I don't know, Mick, if you've had a chance to read through the Twitter thread from last week's. I mean, I've personally been very interested just to learn how different people treat track bias. I mean, it's a discussion point, but just seeing some of that, we have Mick Wallace chime in, Cody Lane, and blokes like Mitch Lucas on the site, and there's many, many more. So keep it going, guys. We're trying to really get that insight for people watching. And this week, Mick, we picked one out. Again, another big discussion point, weight. Now, the old saying, weight will stop a train. Mick, did you want to give us your thoughts? I mean, how do you use weight when you punt?
Yeah, definitely. Look, I think it's something back when I was doing form without any sort of data help, using any of the GTX, or I don't use with GTX at the moment. I don't use any of the others, but they're all great software, great programs. But you would have to go to sites like RaceNet, Racing and Sports. Look at the switches, look at those horses that have gone up and gone down, and then almost draw lines through the form and then work out when they go down and weight how they're going to perform, blah, blah, blah. Really, really time consuming. The moral of the story is obviously the way that the weight that the horse is carrying will have some effect. There's, obviously over the shorter distances and stuff, and longer distances you'll touch on in a minute, but for mine, it's huge. Using a program like GTX really helps, and it goes through. It allows you to look at those weight performance ratings and basically allocate where today's weight and how those previous runs were up against that weight. So using something like that's great. You can do it manually, you can do it yourself, but it's super important. I think you can get a big edge there. Another area I probably wanted to mention where weight does play a part is, especially in country, provincial races, and look, in town as well, of course, but when you're getting a 3 kilo claimer that can ride, and this is no disrespect, we're talking 3 kilo claimers are kids, majority of the time are kids here who half the time, they're just trying to hold on, right? They're just they're doing their best. But when you get one that can just ride, like Dylan Givens to start, like it's claiming 3 or 4, then 3 kilos, like hello. You find one of those that get to the front, and you're away. So if you can find, there's a huge advantage for an apprentice that can ride a winner, especially on a front runner. For mine, that's when that 3 kilo claim really kicks in, or claim of that status, and that's a big weight difference. Big difference in sort of winning or losing there for mine.
Yeah, I mean that was a question I was going to ask you there, Mick. I mean, if you are looking at that apprentice claim scenario, I mean, obviously the easier run. So if it is a front runner and it's not going to get too much of a hassle to get out there, it's going to get an easier run. That's probably where the apprentice opportunity presents itself more, would you say? So easier run.
Oh, huge.
Yeah.
Significantly more, and to the point where if it wasn't going to be in the top 4, that 3 kilo claim could almost, with respect, there's probably a few out there that are just that good early, but with respect, it is going to be, you're going to need a 3 kilo claim. Let's be honest. But if they're out in front and there's sort of no carnage in front of them, they don't have to duck and weave or do anything special, especially if they're a leader down in grade. Wow, let's do that. Let's bet that.
Look, I mean, some of our experiences there, Mick, and how we use it. But of course, there's a wealth of knowledge out there, and of course, we want to hear it. So, give us your thoughts. How do you use weight? I think there was a Don Scott analysis put out on this, where I think by memory, the conclusion was, look, it's not as important as some people make it out to be. Weight. So, what do you think? Does weight stop a train? Do you consider it, and how do you consider it? We want to hear. Post your comments wherever you see this footage and let us know. Get involved. We'd love to hear from you.